Good afternoon again to our viewers. Yet another beautiful day. Today has been a rainy one in some parts, and I am Kanta Clowden with the Caribbean Association of Massage and Bodywork Practitioners, as you may know it as CAMP. And I'm here chatting today with the very special
Melissa Foster.
Hello, Melissa. We are so glad to see you and have you with us streaming today. We are here in recognition of our annual Massage Awareness Week. And this year, our theme is virtual wellness, a pandemic necessity. So I'm going straight into my therapist journey with Melissa Foster. And the first question is, what is your professional experience and tell everybody who is Melissa Foster?
Okay, well, I first let's say I have worked on my own. I've worked with Spy Sensia Hyatt Regency Trinidad. I was fortunate to work on a cruise line. I was on Sapphire Princess. I also worked with Secret Place Spa, that's with Miss Keisha Shepherd in Woodbrook area. I worked with Forever Radiance, also in Woodbrook. And I spent the last 5 years with UE Spec St. Augustine. So I have worked a lot. This obviously has spanned the last 10 years of my life. And I am generally a quiet therapist, just mulling around, doing what I do best, making people feel comfortable, making them work better, you know. So that's it.
You mentioned the cruise ship experience.
Yeah.
How long was that experience on the
Oh,
cruise line?
okay. If I be honest with you, the best place I have ever worked was Hyatt Regency. That's Sensia. I would use the word hoodwinked if I can, into believing that a cruise job was going to be the it job. But there are two types of people. There are those who are mellow like myself, and then there are those who are hustlers, bustlers, money makers. They're gonna just make it, make it. Now, I often, some friends of mine, when they heard, I only did one tour with the cruise line. When they told me, when they were asking, like, what do you think about the cruise line? Well, I'm saying, all I could tell somebody, I wouldn't, I would just say it's an interesting experience. If you're a go-getter, hardcore, you want to make your money, you want to do this, oh, yes, it's for you. But remember, I went on a cruise when I was in my mid-30s, and I was an old bird in the boat. So I did not hustle the way those young girls hustle, and I didn't find the experience too appealing at all. However, if it is you want to make quick money, and if it is you get the opportunity to go on a cruise line, if you have the stamina, the wherewithal, and the mindset to take in I would say, I want to bad talk it so much, but I shouldn't because massage therapist is supposed to look at the good things in life, you know. But it was challenging. Yeah, but that experience has come and gone, but I've been there, done that.
And you
And when
survived
I
that
came,
challenge.
yeah, I survived that. I would call it a survival because not only did they put you through a boot camp prior to you joining the vessel, they had a boot camp. I was on a boot camp for approximately almost 2 months, just boot camp, just learning therapies, learning everything. Because remember, you're going to represent a brand out there, right? So they expect you to know stuff. But it was interesting. It was
So,
nice. The
so
five.
how did you actually become a massage therapist then? When did you know you wanted to be one?
Okay, well, unfortunately, my start into therapy was it was a sad one. I was married young and I got a divorce at a young age and I got almost like a stroke. I had what you call a bank truck or a bank container and I couldn't manage myself, I'm telling you. And I was bedridden for a while. In my 20s, I was bedridden. It was really hard on me. And I, when I got to the age of 30, I was feeling unfortunate. I would say the word unfortunate, but now I'm fortunate. Life has a way of turning things around when you least expect. So I was really At the age of 30, I was a successful senior planner with an advertising agency, but I still felt my life had no meaning. So I wanted to do something different. And at that time, my counselor, she suggested me do something different. And as I recall, when I went for massage, when I put my personal breakdown, I found that it helped me to function. And I
Right.
felt that maybe I want to do this for people to help them to function. So that's why I decided to do massage therapy. Yeah. It's
So who was your okay, I don't want to say that your bank truck was your
yeah.
inspiration behind starting, I mean,
No, it
in
was
massage,
okay.
but
After when you go through your trauma and when somebody is sick and a bedridden state, and
yes.
somebody receives a therapy and through that it was it helped me to I realign myself. I just was interested in the art form. I was like, wow, this is really an interesting tool, interesting thing to experience. And well, this was when I was about 25. So this is 5 years later. You're going through your midlife crisis, you're 30, you're just thinking about your life, what I want to do, why I'm not happy, why this, and you just go away and see what happens.
So who was your inspiration then in massage when you started your training, or just that person, if there was someone to help encourage you along the way as you develop your techniques too?
Girl, if I tell you, when I went away, I met a few people, and also in Trinidad, I have a few people that has inspired me along the way. Um, the first person that I want to make mention to was the principal of the college I studied at in London. Her name was Susan Finley, and reasoning is her messaging was always less is more. And she also said to me, um, when in doubt, go back to basics and allow your fingers to see through your touch, you know. Another tutor that has really stuck with me as well is Mr. Terence Aliano. He is local. He taught me Thai yoga massage. Although he is a little, what they call eccentric, he is extremely wise. And his messaging to me has always been practice in loving kindness to all life. Now, another personal mention I have to say is Mr. John Davis, because I know him since I came back to Trinidad. We met up and I knew of him. I know of him. We are friends. And his mantra of each one teach one, I love that. I've always liked how he
Yes,
says each one teach one, and
John
actually
does
he's
say
one
that.
of my favorite people. When I worked at Hyatt Regency as well, two people that stood out to me was a gentleman by the name of Sheldon Brathwaite and Pixie Alfred. No, why? Because we used to do a lot of couples massages in Hyatt. It was a nice, busy, fascinating place working there, right? And when we would be in the treatment room, they will be we'll be showing each other technique and nudging each other to try on these clients. But it worked, and the clients were loving it. So these people have always inspired me in massage. And one last person I want to mention is my cousin. Her name is Tekla Fraser. She's an excellent therapist. Actually, she started to work before I even began to work.
Is she here in
And
Trinidad? Is she local?
Tekla works in Trinidad. And
Okay.
her life journey has been littered with a lot of challenges. But when you see her, you see she's smiling, she's hopeful, and she's winning in this industry. So she's a warrior type person. So I know a lot of people who do so well and who have so much good things to say. I can't really say one person inspired me. I think a lot of people inspire me as I meet them along the way.
That is good. You'll always remember. And as John said,
Yeah.
as John says, sorry, and this is our president, John Davis, each
Mm-hmm.
one teach one, as you said.
Yeah.
That's what you were doing at Spice Essential. You with your whoever you
Yeah.
was working on with the couples massage, you were teaching each other.
Mm-hmm.
You're sharing. So it wasn't I'm not showing you what I do because
No.
it's to broaden both of
Yeah.
your experience and your learning. So
And if I be honest with you, Hyatt Regency, I have worked many places. I've worked lovely places, but that space, the unique group of people that was with me at that time, I would never forget it. It was magnificent.
Good memories, good memories. So I know you mentioned that some advice for those who are interested in trying out, working on a cruise liner. But besides that, any other advice you have for other therapists or young therapists or your other colleagues in this industry?
Oh, with massage, there has to be atmosphere. You create an atmosphere for your client. If I was you, this is just a little thing you can do. You could um, work with your own lighting, for example, get a nice fancy bulb. They have you could, make your service a little unique. Let people know what you I usually expect from you, like what is expected from you. Every time this particular therapist come, I'm sure to get this. Make sure you have something that your client will expect to get from you, and you'll be fine. That's your signature. Create a signature.
So you
Yeah.
have an illuminating experience.
Yes.
Whenever you go to clients, they'll remember that, which is good. So
Yeah.
how have you been functioning during this time that's been going on globally? Where we can touch each other, this pandemic.
Well, things did quiet down quite a bit, huh? However, and also I recently moved to Tobago. So in the recent past year, I have been visiting Trinidad for just 10 days in a month to treat all my clients in that week. And then I go back to Tobago. So my business has been really short. But until they really open up the place a bit, I'm moving slowly, steadily, just be
Yes.
mindful about my environment, the people I'm meeting. And I suppose next year when everything is, I know this COVID is going to be here with us. It's going to stay for a long time.
Yes.
But managing expectations, I hope that next year I'll be able to grow a client base in Tobago. So that's
And
it.
we hope so for you as well too, and as for everyone else, all our fellow therapists. So what
Yeah.
modality of, if any, of massage do you like to share with your clients to practice?
Well, girl, I have none. I have no special skill. I have learned that I always go back to the drawing board of basic technique. And I use various techniques dependent on what is presented to me by the client. But yeah, but remember my foundation is remedial and sport therapy. I didn't tell you that. So my foundation has been remedial and sport. And then I branched off into the aroma, into the bamboo, into the Thai and all these things. So whenever I go on, I just look at them through the remedial eyes, as they say, what is possibly wrong. And I don't guess with clients. I ask what's going on, what do you experience, and let them speak to me. I don't pretend like I know your shoulder hurting when it really is your lower back, I don't do those things. I just let them say what's happening with them.
You
Yeah.
ask them. That is good. So how can you be reached? I know you mentioned that you're in Tobago now.
Yeah, well,
Just
my
further away.
yeah. No, my number has never changed for the last 10 years. Same telephone number people can reach me at. 373-8616. And well, what happened is I'm also finalizing a proper studio in Trinidad for me to be working from rather than mobile therapy. I have 2 spaces to go and investigate, and I'm going to make a decision as to which space I'll be utilizing soon.
So
That's about
I
it.
hope that you let us know when you do decide
Yeah.
which space on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's it.
Lovely. And I know that sometime soon I will be calling you. I'll call you and chat about your remedial, um, as you said, your remedial therapy. That
Mm-hmm.
just sounds,
Yeah, but
something.
one thing I wanted to say, you asked me before, and I'm sorry I didn't say it, but for new therapists that come in the field, if it's
Mhm.
one thing I would like to say to them, is if you can avoid the pain, do so.
If they could avoid the
If
pain,
you could avoid pain, do so. You know, some people say, aha, get it, I'm going to joke it. No. If you could avoid the pain, do so. You could create a space where the client is actually feeling sleepy rather than feeling, what's going on with you, me? And also, yeah, that's about
lovely.
it. Mhm.
Lovely, lovely. I must admit, before I close off this interview, when I had to contact you, I was trying to remember what you look like because, especially as you're crossing Tobago now, we don't get a chance to see all our fellow therapists on a regular basis, especially for this past year. And as you mentioned that you had worked at New Respect, I was like, oh yes, I met you last year. So
Yeah.
I will tell you afterwards how we met to remind you. But I just want to thank you
Mhm.
for being patient with me today
Yeah.
to do
Mhm.
this interview, my dear. It has been a pleasure chatting with you. I pray that you find good success um, in Tobago as well as in Trinidad in
Yeah.
your career in this industry.
Yeah.
And to our viewers, we thank you for tuning in and sharing my therapist journey with Melissa Schultz. Sorry, Lord, excuse me.
But
I'm sorry. Oh Lord, I'm
okay.
so you know, we are all human, so I won't
Yeah,
edit this
yeah,
out.
that's
It is
okay.
my therapist journey with Melissa Foster.
Yes.
Foster. So, my
Okay.
dear everyone, this has been Kanta with Camp, and see you when we see you next time.
Amen.